If I were to say Alfredo sauce, what do you picture? I'd bet my garlic crusher that you're picturing a thick, luscious cream sauce over pasta, am I right? While this is what we Americans call it, the original Alfredo sauce was invented by Alfredo di Lelio in Rome around 1908. This had merely 3 ingredients: butter, parmesan, and pepper. No cream, no parsley, not even unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks.
But that is outrageous!
When the recipe made its way to the States, the butter and parmesan here were a far cry from the rich Italian versions, so cream was added. And this is the version that most probably know Alfredo as. But this recipe is definitely not the traditional version of Alfredo, and actually pretty far removed from the modern day version. So my firecracker cream pasta was born. The base sauce is rich and tangy, and is basically a blank canvas to which you can add whatever you want.
Let's do a little happy sky here.
I've been prepping my ingredients while my pasta water comes up to a boil, so let me run through what I'm working with. Sliced onions and jalapenos are the headliners here, along with some garlic, basil, and oregano. Personally, I always slice my onions because once these cook, they get twirled up with the pasta super easily. As for the jalapenos, I love heat with cream sauces, and this does not disappoint. But if they're not your thing, this will still be delicious. I'm also peeling a couple Roma tomatoes to chop and add as garnish. I love how fresh they taste when they're mixed in with the hot sauce. There's definitely nothing wrong with just washing and dicing up a tomato, but the skin tends to be chewy and the filling can muddy the sauce. To peel, you first want to bring a small pot of water up to a heavy simmer, just short of boiling. While you're waiting on the water, prepare a bowl of ice water, and this is what will stop the cooking once the tomatoes come out. Now give each one a little X with your knife. You don't need to go deep, just enough to cut through the skin. Slowly drop your tomato in the water. We're not cooking it, we just want to blanch the skin so they easily peel away. This should take between 20 and 30 seconds at most. Now give it a dunk in the ice bath and it should be ready to peel. If you had it in long enough, the skin should be flagging a bit around where you scored it with your knife. Just pinch the end and it should pull right off. I then quarter them and remove the gelatinous insides while preserving the meaty portion. All you're really doing here is removing water and seeds. Now it's super easy to chop up without the chewy skin or excess water and seeds. I also use around a tablespoon of lemon zest to brighten up the sauce. I've got a couple halves that I saved for this very reason. I invert my microplane and run it along the sides rather than moving the fruit around. It also collects on top for easy dumping. Now to get cooking. Bring your saute pan up to medium-high heat. Once up to temp, I'm going to add a little oil, my onions, and peppers. This is when I'll also throw in around a couple tablespoons of basil and oregano. Let these cook for around 5 to 7 minutes before adding your garlic, and then that just goes another 30 seconds. Do not burn the garlic. For the sauce, I'm going to start by reducing 2 cups of heavy cream in a deeper saucepan. This will be enough for 1 pound of pasta. Hey, speaking of pasta, your water should be ready, so now is when I drop it and plan to cook it around 10 minutes. That's for this fettuccine. Just make sure to follow whatever time suggestion your particular variety of pasta needs, because they all cook at different intervals. If you're on a diet or watching your calories, I suggest you make this on your cheat day. Or, if you're like me, well, every day is a cheat day. So bring it up to a simmer and keep it moving to prevent burning. After a few minutes, you'll start to see it thicken up as it reduces. Now is when I add cream cheese to the party. You could try to chop it up before you add it, but save yourself the mess and just do it in the pan after you put it in the sauce. Much, much easier. Eventually, this will incorporate into the sauce, and the sauce will be very thick and creamy. This is where I'll add about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of pasta water to the sauce. This helps thin it out a little while keeping it from getting too thick while it cooks. Next, I add about 1/3 cup of Parmesan. In this case, this is actually a Parmesan Romano mix. After that incorporates, I'll adjust with some salt and a good amount of cracked black pepper. In goes the onion, and the party is hoppin'. Also, as I do with other cream sauces, I add just a bit of nutmeg. Okay, I hear a lot of debate about should I rinse my pasta, should I not? Well, whenever I'm serving pasta, that portion doesn't get rinsed, but the remainder that I'm going to store in my fridge will get rinsed, and then just a little bit of oil to keep it from sticking, so that's how I do it. But if you're making this for, say, one large family meal, then I would mix the pasta in the sauce right away in a large pot and serve it this way. No rinsing. But for this guy, it's too much fun to ladle this sauce right on top of the pasta. And then cover it with some fresh tomato and Italian parsley. I can't wait to dig into this. If you want to make it yourself, as always, here is your shopping list. Thanks for checking out Kitchen Series, everyone. I will see you next time.